Hey guys, we're back, and as you can see, we are the new manager of Hearts. And you might think, Scotland? Rebuild? Maybe? But it is not a Scotland rebuild. We're actually doing a Super League. Our first Super League kind of database. We're kind of doing some database. We're in the UEFA 3 League group. Um, so there's a Super League, there's a Super League 2. Uh, I don't think there's Premier League going. And then there's. Oh, did I load the Premier League by accident? Uh, well, that won't matter anyways. But we have four groups here, and we are current. I mean, I have just taken over, as you guys saw. Let's see the season preview. We're predicted to finish. Where are we? In 130. We're predicted to be relegated. We don't really have a budget, and we gotta make something happen here with this team. We're gonna start in a really tough position, but my wife decided to pick Hearts, and I'm gonna stick with them to try and make them go to the top of the UEFA Super League. So our challenge starts now. Let's see what happens in season one. Hey guys, we are back, and it's the Hearts season one. We have gone to the end of the season. We have only bought one loanee in because I couldn't bring two loanees in. One from Schalke, amazing player for my team. 10 goals, 4 assists. Very good loan player. He's developing pretty well. Also brought in Robin Van. I don't know if this guy's that good. He's scored 0 goals. But tactically, we lined up our. Well, I feel like it's the most used formation that I used. It's typical. It's a 4-2-3-1. How have we done in the UEFA Super League 3? Oh, it's a promotion in the first season. Seventh round of the UEFA Champions Cup as well, which is very, very impressive. Seventh round is pretty far with the likes of big teams in there. Champions Cup is the, you know, the big one. It's the big one. So to be up there so early on and finish third, getting promoted, 25 wins, and if you don't know already, what are the rules in this? Price per win, you get 3.7 million per win. So I won 25 games. Bournemouth absolutely demolished the league. Absolutely demolished. We lost 10 games, but I'm happy to be promoted. That is huge for us. 25 goals from our striker, um, Lawrence Shankland. 16 finishing. He is pretty decent. Hassan became a very good player for us as well. So I'm very proud to have him in the side. But we are now promoted into the UEFA League 2, which is going to be a challenge. And then we have the Super League. The Super League is probably the hardest league in the world. And the UEFA Champions Cup, they also got knocked out. The champions got knocked in the seventh round. And if you look at the rules, we made it to the seventh round. Just by being in the seventh round, the winner prize money is 60 million, and it stacks up. So we have probably made a bank. So let's look into our finances. 126 million, 250. Hearts went from a poor team to a rich team with this type of performance, and I couldn't be prouder of the team. Hopefully now we can develop. 33 goals from Lawrence is very big. He is a good player, but he shouldn't be anywhere near these numbers. Barry also playing pretty well, but he doesn't even look that great. So it's going to be about improving this team further. We have a lot of players that want new deals, but I think there's going to be a lot of change in this team coming into the next season, and I'm very pleased. Sutton United won that. Um, yeah, more of a joke of anything, but I'm very pleased to be getting promoted. Now we come into the next league. We were actually predicted to not do very well, as you knew. It was 1,000 to 1 to be relegated. Past position shows that we were pretty consistently at the top in that in that promotion battle. So I'm very pleased with that. What was our biggest win of the season? 6-0 against 4-0 against Osasuna. We started the season very well, to be honest. I think beating Sheffield, We lost to Dortmund on both legs, but we were very good. We were very good as my cat walks across. We still have one game left in the season, but we cannot do anything with that. So yeah, we're just pleased to be up here and about. So without further ado, let's go into the next season. Hey guys, we are back with the Hearts rebuild, and we have brought in quite a few players too. I told you guys I would need a lot of players to come in. We spent 20 million on this guy here, 19-year-old. He looks pretty good for his. I figured I would lock him in and he would get game time, but he is injured for a maximum of 3 weeks. We also bought in this player, but I'm finding it hard to get minimum release clauses out of the contract. So I think this guy, he's 18. I think he has potential to grow and develop, but I did pick up some loans that might take the game time from him. Giorgio is a very good centre back that has joined the club, and then we loaned in a lot of players, starting with a goalkeeper. I'll explain why. We loaned this guy Diego, and then he got injured for well, up to 2 months. Then I had to bring in this guy. Mark Gahey joins on the loan, pretty good player. Morgan Rogers is probably the biggest name on the here. One appearance, one goal, and then we bought Lucas Ulrich, who's a pretty good player. Walters is a good player, and Joe Rago, who's a pretty good player as well. So right now our team looks like this. Best 11. I do have, so the player I bought, he is not really seen as, what's his name? See the, so he's not really seen as a big option. 4.2 million. His name is Oscar. Actually, he's there. Sorry, completely missed it. But he's there, that which is good. I was gonna lock him in, but he's injured, so we'll probably go without locking him in. But the start of the season has been pretty good. We've played 3 games. 3-1 win against Sheffield, Alves 2-0, and 1-0 against Clement Foot in the first round, first leg. But there's 2 legs, and we are previewed to struggle and potentially get relegated. Yep. Out of 96 teams, we're predicted to finish 94th, so that's not great. But we do have some more loans, one loan more coming in potentially. We'll have to see what happens there. But I think this team is strong enough to maybe. I want a mid-table, maybe aim for promotion. No, it's gonna be hard, but we'll have to see. Also, currently spending 300k in salary, and we have 2 million in the payroll. That is how crazy this Super League is. If we look at salary per year, we are actually 78th in salary per year. So it is really low. Some big teams in this league, some big teams. As you can see, we have Fiorentina, we have Betis, Montpellier, Fulham, Atalanta, Monaco. My group is stacked. This is going to be a very hard group to get out of. We have a lot of teams. We have West Ham, Ajax, Udinese, Club Brugge, Valencia. So this is going to be an uphill struggle. We're probably going to plateau, maybe stay a season here, improve our reputation. Our reputation is pretty low compared to the clubs around us. If we go to Fiorentina, 3.5, so it's very being a little hard finding players to sign, but I'm interested to see where we will finish in this season. So let's get into it. Hey guys, we're back with Hearts. Yeah, not much to it. Let's get straight into it. 1 game left in the season. We are 2 points clear. Let's look at the schedule. We play Fulham in the last game of the season. Fulham are literally right there with us. We look at this and we're like, oh, the potential's there. 80 points. We can get into the Super League. Absolutely crazy stuff. We have spoiled that semi-final. We wait for Champions Cup. We made it to the semi-finals. That's a lot of money. For you guys that don't know, if we go to the rules, every stage you get money. 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 45 million, 60 million, 80 million. Semi-final is 100 million, and then 156 million. So we already made bank over there. 573 million, and per win it's a lot of money. So we won 22 games, and that means we have made 5 million per win, 5 times 22, a lot of money. But we come into this last game of the season, and it's going to be a rough one against Fulham. Fulham's a good team, probably better than Hearts. So gonna be interesting how we play this game out. Lawrence has also been the top scorer still for us. So yeah. Anyways, let's forget about that. Let's walk away for right now as we get into gear for this game where we will be playing with, as you can see here, some of our loanies have been sent back. We don't have uh, most of the players that were here on loan. Wonder if that's why we had such a bad end to the season here, because I can tell you right now, Joe Rigo is not at the club anymore, and a lot of the familiar faces that we had have left. So let's see. We're gonna do instant result because um, let's do instant result. That way it's easier. Have we managed to make it? We need a draw would consolidate our result. A loss would be praying that something happens. We are at the hands of mercy, and we do lose, but we still get promoted. That is very lucky. Also, we kind of got, yeah, we got super lucky, but I can see a lot of our players on loan did get sent back to their clubs. Marquez went back. So, yeah, I wasn't playing them in the positions they wanted, so sometimes they do send them back. But we have managed to do it. We have managed to do the unthinkable and have back-to-back promotions. Selection info, we don't really have many players, but Lawrence did still play very well. We need to definitely rebuild this team and strengthen it, but our signing for 20 million has definitely developed into a great player. And then our other player who we bought in um, for 4.2 million, he also looks good. He is wanted by some other clubs, so I might have to give him a new contract. But 11 goals is still very good in the second division as well. So without further ado, let's get building. What a window we just had. Absolutely craziness. A lot of signings coming in. A lot indeed. As you can see here, we signed a lot of players. Devin the Court being the first one to join. I feel like for 19, he looks pretty good in that position. And then we also bought Nelson Viper, 20-year-old. Bought him for 15 million, pretty good price. And we bought in this guy, Poogie, um, Ricky Poog. He's pretty good. He's from LA Galaxy. He actually, I saw that he was playing with, I mean, Zealand was made me first aware of this guy. I watched Zealandism about him, and semi-final he played really well, even though he had an ACL injury. Also bought Diamande for 11 million. Thought it was too much of a bargain, and then we spent big on Can Uzan for 41 million. Release clause there. Thiago Santos, um, 31 million to improve our right back. And we bought in a left back, and then we actually probably this guy I think is a good signing. 23, he's big and strong. And then we also got, I mean, this guy I overpaid for him. I wanted someone experienced that was big, jumping reach. But I think I overspent on this guy definitely. He did play well as well last season in the Super League too. And then we bought in the goalkeeper. You knew already. I had already planned ahead. Then we bought Alan Villasioso, another guy from the MLS joining. And then we bought two more players in. David Martinez. Never bought this guy in before, but he is very talented. I kind of overspent for him. Well, I did overspend for him, but it was worth it, I think. And then we also bought Emmanuel Van de Black, who he was at PSV, so I think he has potential. He's 6 foot. He's pretty big again, so I think he can do a job. But formation is the same. Oh, what did change actually? We do have a deep lying playmaker now. But I think coming into this season, I feel quietly confident that we'll be a much better team. Every single player that I bought has slotted in pretty much, besides Rose. I don't know what this guy's still doing here. He's not better than my other player. If I do quick pick, It actually doesn't really pick my best players, but this is more like what I'm looking at right now. And we have a lot of good players, got a lot of talent. We're coming into the Super League. It's gonna be tough, but we are predicted to go down in last place. But we're gonna have to see what happens because we never know. We have been put against wall odds every single time, and we have made it further. We're playing against Forest Green in the Champions Cup first leg. It's gonna be a walk in the park, pretty much. But we do have 150 million still, so we have a lot of money. Let's get into it. The end of the season, and I am not the manager anymore. I am really confused as to how and why they would fire me. And then, so I got promoted back to back. I got fired. When did I? Unbelievable. I got fired off, and then I must have been fired early in the year. Let's have a look at what happened with Hearts. They did get relegated. 48 points, so it wasn't that bad. When did I get sacked? On the oh, history, job overview. So I got sacked in November. I was sacked in November due to clubs poorly. You're kidding me that they sacked me because okay, let's look at past positions. Hearts, they okay, we were down there, but like, come on, this is a hard league. You can't be sacking me my first season in the Super League after I go back-to-back promotions. That is disgusting to do to a manager. And let's look at the schedule because I was sacked around this period here. We had Juventus, Man City, Tottenham, and Inter. You're kidding me. Okay, I wasn't doing that bad. Braga beating some teams. We we were doing kind of mixed, but we weren't doing bad. So I really don't understand why I was sacked. That is unprecedented. I got sacked, and then actually it got worse for them. So they probably got relegated because they sacked me. Because we were actually probably not. Um, so that was game. That was probably what? So I got sacked in November. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 games in. Okay, let's look at where they were with around that 22 game margin. Okay, games played 22. We were around 26th place, which we finished in 38th. So and that was the start of our bad spell. Uh, we were actually safe before we started playing those teams. So they were very harsh to sack me, and because of that, I will forever hate Hearts. I won't hate them, sorry. I just feel like it's unprecedented to sack someone in your first season in the Super League after he's gotten you back-to-back promotions. Be ashamed of yourself, whoever sacked me. The chairman has to go. And did we ever make it to favorite personnel? We well, apparently we were never really favored or anything like that. We were just there. Back-to-back promotions and not even a favorite personnel. Well, yeah, sometimes it do be like that. But let's check the goals. Do we see any familiar faces up there? No. Let's check stats. Let's go goals. Goals. So where is Hearts? Hearts. There's so many teams. 19 for goals. Okay. So cheap outperformance. Did pretty well there. Goals from corners. Highest allowed. This is gonna be a tough one. 44th. So yeah, net transfer spend. We spent the most money. Salary per year. We're probably like right at the bottom, close to the bottom. Yeah. Did they sign anyone during the January window? Yeah, he really stamped his authority on the club, spending a lot of money. Players that I know, Renato Vega is not that great, but disappointed. Got sacked, and that's the end of the challenge. Ultimately, we failed.